Um, yes. Hello, everybody. Okay, so today, am I audible to all? So today we'll be working with SVM. I've already shared the code and the PPT with you. So please open up this PPT and then we shall begin. Once you're done, please tell me. If somebody of you किसी को नहीं email आया हो, तो please tell me. I'll send it again. Okay. You didn't get Parth. Last time मैंने send किया था. एक second, let me send in your email ID. I'll check it and I'll resend it. Parth, share your email ID, then I'll send you now. Parth, are you there? अच्छा, ठीक है. Okay. Give me a second, I'll share it now. Just few more seconds, then I will begin. Okay. Yeah. Parth, check करके देखो. I've just sent you. ठीक है. Just check your email ID, Parth. I've shared it with you. Okay. उसमें कोड भी है और पीपीटी भी है. Okay, so let's begin. So SVM is one of the supervised learning algorithm. Okay, moving on here. As written here, supervised learning algorithm, and it works equally well for both classification and regression problem. It can be used, but regression में backend में इसमें भी distances calculate होते हैं, but we do not generally use it for regression, but you can use it. There is no such limitation that it cannot be used for regression, but it might come up to be slow if you use for a regression problem. ठीक है, generally it is used for classification problem only, but can be taken for regression as well. So SVM stands for support vector machine. I'll explain this image. Let me just take you forward this as well. Okay, so let's say this is our data. So in SVM what we go for is हमारा जैसे let's say we have जैसे KNN में था similar kind of distance is also calculated. So let's say we have age here, the blue dot represents age and the red dots represents, let's say, gender, and we have much more features here as well. So isme what SVM looks for is, it looks for an optimal hyperplane which can segregate the data. Let's talk about this slide now. Let's say this is a blue data, it talks about one feature, the red data talks about another feature. So SVM में क्या करता है, the algorithm looks for an optimal hyperplane, that कि कौन सा which is the best fit line which can segregate my data. Now it looks for two things. Exactly. Let me, now I won't be using that today, GoToMeeting or a drawing tool. I have another. So I'll be drawing here. थोड़ा वो easy अच्छे से समझा देगा. Okay. So this is my one dot here. Set here. Okay, so let's say such an ugly drawing, koi baat nahi, but took less time. So let's say these are our 2 points. One is the red class here, one is the blue class. So what SVM will do is it will look for an optimal hyperplane कि जिससे आपका line जिससे जो आपका data है equally segregate हो जाए and with maximum distance. So what do we mean by maximum distance? जैसे this one, the line first, इसका it can be taken as the best separating line between two classes. Not just only this one, we can have this class as well कि I can take this line also कि ये भी मेरा best segregate करिए. Only there is a misclassification of blue, there is a misclassification of red, but it can be taken as the best segregating line कि जो हमारा data frame को और जो data points को equally segregate कर रहा है. और this can be also taken, इसमें हमारी कोई misclassification भी नहीं है. All the blue points, if talking about this line, that is all the blue points are equally, well defined on this right side, and onto the left side of this plane sare red points are equally defined. There is no mismatch. Or it can, like, we can have multiple lines, agar not this one also, if take along some error, so this can also become our optimal hyperplane ki isme only having 3 misclassifications, we can take this as our optimal hyperplane as well. But this is not the ideal way. इसमें क्या होता है, even if a data point can have multiple line or we call it as hyperplane. This is our optimal hyperplane. So this can also be my hyperplane here. That is, it can segregate my data. This can also be my hyperplane which can segregate the data. Optimal हमारा ये क्यों है? Or I can have much more lines here as well. This can also be my hyperplane. But why only this one? Because इसमें we have the concept of maximum margin. So see इसमें if this was my hyperplane, this one. So this is the vector. The vectors which help in defining the best fit line is called, or the hyperplane is called optimal, are called support vectors. जैसे if talking about only this line here, तो इस case में what is the distance between this support vector and this one? It is very less compared. इसका बहुत ज़्यादा distance. इसका support vectors are always nearest to the hyperplane. So this is my support vector here because it is nearest to this line. इसमें this is my support vector because this is the nearest to my hyperplane, this one. So इस case में क्या है, the distance of blue dot is more than the distance of this red one. Clear? if talking about this hyperplane, तो भी मेरा support vector यही है. इसका distance is again less than the distance, sorry, if this was my line, तो इसका जो distance है is, you know, it's not that much as compared, because ये दोनों ही, they both lie in same class. एक second, let me do one by one. Drawing वाला part थोड़ा बुरा हो जाता है इसमें. If this was my optimal hyperplane, तो इसमें this is my support vector and this is my support vector. तो इसमें जो blue का distance है is way more than the distance of red, correct? तो हम हमेशा वो जिसमें जो मेरे support vectors हैं, support vectors are those which are nearest to the hyperplane, जिससे मेरा hyperplane decide होता है. So in order to make a segregation between two classes, this was our optimal hyperplane. कि इससे all the blue dots were equally, you know, correctly classified, and on the left hand side, all the red dots were correctly classified. So these have become my support vectors because इनके basis पे I was able to find a hyperplane. लेकिन इस hyperplane में the distance between the hyperplane and the blue dot is way more than this on the left side, जो red dot है और ये वाला. So the distance should always be equal, like maximize होना चाहिए, and it's not maximum in case of this red one. Now if we had another hyperplane, let's say so if let's say if this was our hyperplane, then again this distance is, you know, they are equal comparatively, they can set भी कि ज़्यादा variation नहीं है. This can also be taken as hyperplane because इसमें हमारा जो distance है of the support vectors till the hyperplane, this line is called hyperplane. That is the line which segregates your two data points is called a hyperplane. Now the distance between the support vector and hyperplane like is comparatively maximum, and for this as well. So this can be considered as a hyperplane. Similarly, अगर मैं और hyperplane बनाती हूँ यहाँ पे, जैसे this is already there, if I take this also as my hyperplane, now again इसमें distance of blue is not as much as compared to my this much, so like the distance should be maximum. तो हमारा SVM algorithm always looks for a hyperplane जिसमें we have the concept of maximizing the distance is way more for all the support vectors. Now इसमें once let's say now as per this given figure, let's assume that this, or hey इसमें accordingly, this is my optimal hyperplane, this yellow is my optimal hyperplane, that is the line which segregate both of the classes equally well. Now how and after that we have a concept of margin, key, that is the distance between, जैसे ये वाला distance था for red vector and this was a distance for this blue vector, so this distance has to be maximum. So we create this comes out to be the margin where you have support vectors, and जो पहला आपका support vector होगा जिस भी distance पे होगा that has to be maximum, and that point comes out to be your margin. जैसे इसमें the blue point came up to be here, so here we have the line of maximum margin. You know, this is the point where here we have maximum margin for blue vector, and this is the point where we have maximum margin for the red vector, because इसके बाद जाएंगे then हमारी तो maximum इससे भी ज़्यादा है, इसके लिए और भी maximum है, but we will consider always the first one, that is we'll always look for the maximum margin with support vectors. So these are called support vectors, that is they are the one which helps in identifying that which should be our optimal hyperplane, means कौन सा मेरा hyperplane बने जिससे I am able to equally segregate my classes without much of error to happen. So to be my optimal hyperplane because इससे my distance between the support vectors and the line, इसको हम बोलते हैं margin. That is the margin is maximized with the blue vector and the margin is maximized with the red support vector. So this came out to be our optimal hyperplane. So this is the case of when the data is linearly separable. We just have two classes, and in just a two data we are able to segregate the data by using a hyperplane. And always hyperplane will be like one dimension. अगर मेरा दो classes है, जैसे we have blue and we have red, we have one hyperplane. If we would have one other, you know, we would have a star here, या third मेरी कोई dimension, then we would have two hyperplanes. So this is the ideal definition that hyperplane will be always one dimension less than the, you know, the ambient dimensions you have. If we have 3-dimensional data, then we have two hyperplanes. If we have 5-dimensional data, 5 dimensions I'm referring to, that is you have 5 features. So support vector में क्या होता है, SVM में each feature is taken as 1 dimension. अगर मेरे algorithm में if I'm taking 13 features, then my algorithm or my SVM will look for 13, as per the SVM we have fed in the 13-dimensional data, and usme how many optimal hyperplane it will look for? It will look for 12 optimal hyper. One this hyperplane is always 1 dimension less than the optimal hyperplane. So the concept of is clear ki what is hyperplane and what vectors and why this maximum margin, what is this maximized margin, and how do we identify which should be the optimal hyperplane and what are support vectors. समझ में आया या नहीं समझ में आया कुछ भी? Anybody like thoda dobara se, if you want me to explain again that it was not clear to you at this point, confusion ho gaya ho, what are hyperplanes या what are support vectors? Algorithm always looks for the hyperplane from which the distance between the support vector and the hyperplane, which is called as margin, in which the margin is maximum, plus हमारा error भी कम हो, the margin is maximum and the misclassification is also less. So as per that our hyperplane is chosen. Now if we came to this figure, तो इसमें क्या है? We have a misclassification, we have a red dot which is misclassified, but we have a 2-dimensional data. But see, we came up with one optimal hyperplane because the data was 2-dimensional. Now, if coming on to this third PPT, these are the equations. What is the equation when the class is correctly classified or not? So when we talk about the hyperplane, this blue is our hyperplane here. The equation for the hyperplane will be always this one. W stands for your vectors, that is says written here WT. This is for your decision boundary, that is optimal hyperplane. When talking about the label 1 data, that is this one, हमारी either class positive or negative. Then for that we'll have a +1. ठीक है? And when we have a negative data, then उसके लिए this is our equation. B is our bias and X is our data and W is the weight assigned to it. The equation जो backend में हमारा SVM बनाता है, this is the equation when we talk about a hyperplane. This is our equation, WT is our vector plus B is the bias and equals to 0. मतलब the line of classification, जहाँ से the line of segregation. This is our hyperplane. And all these data, that is, and you see this W, this is our margin. This is our margin here, the line of maximum margin. So hyperplane में हमारी margin maximum होगी with support vectors. Now this has came up to be a support vector because it helps in defining our hyperplane. अगर मेरा ये यहाँ नहीं होता और ये यहाँ नहीं होता, then I would have a different hyperplane. Yeah, if they would have been more near, let's say my support vector was here and support vector was here, so I would have a different hyperplane in that case. So support vectors helps you identify what is your best line of separation, that is the best hyperplane. So the distance, the margin should be maximum, and it's written here, that is the maximum margin. And support vectors are those which helps in identifying your optimal hyperplane for that line. Okay, and this again is the margin, and this is the equation. हम इसको explicitly नहीं देते in our program. It's all in the backend of SVM algorithm. So equation for the optimal hyperplane comes out to be this one, and for the positive class it comes out to be this one, and for the negative class it comes out to be this one. Okay, that is where the target is positive and where the target is negative. Any confusion, any question? Okay, then B stands for बैकएंड में बायस भी कैलकुलेट करता है, उसके लिए इज बी फॉर. Okay, now moving on. So this is the definition here. Support vectors are the data points nearest to the hyperplane. They are always the nearest one and helps in defining which is your data plane. And then if they are removed, then they would alter the position of a hyperplane because they can be considered as critical element for a data set, जिससे हम identify करते हैं. Okay, then moving on. So what is the hyperplane? Definitions है theory part. The definitions are important when we talk about interview की जब theoretical questions होता है, then they talk about what is hyperplane. So hyperplane is line like which linearly separates and classifies your data, and where that it's more confident that we have correctly classified our data, and where as far as मतलब we have our data points which are as far as मतलब हमारी margin maximized हो. Okay. Now the third, let's say this as an example, that is the distance between hyperplane and the nearest data point from either set is known as margin. ये जो which is given here, it is a margin, so it has to be maximum. So the goal is to choose the hyperplane with greatest margin between the hyperplane and any, that is the support vector. So ideally हमारा hyperplane वही choose होगा जिसमें हमारी margins maximized होगी. ठीक है. So this is our optimal hyperplane when we are segregating this green and blue class. And what in this case? So isme the data is not, see this only we'll have only single hyperplane when the data is linearly separable. So hamara we could easily identify this, that this is our hyperplane. But when the data is not linearly separable, just like this one, so in this case how would we identify ki what is our optimal hyperplane? So generally we cannot draw any hyperplane about that. We cannot do any, ऐसे हम नहीं बना सकते, still we have misclassification. We cannot do this way, still we have misclassification, neither we can do this way. So we are not able to identify what the optimal hyperplane is. So इस case में हम क्या करते हैं, we use kernel trick. So kernel trick क्या होती है, that is we, when the data is not linearly separable, we project our data into higher dimensional space. So and higher dimension मतलब if you have 13 dimension data, then we'll project it to higher dimension कि हम उसको अलग से 13 dimension में plot करें, and then we are able to segregate the data. Now let's say this is our we have two dimension, that is green and blue. So we'll project this data into 3 dimension. Now this is our data. Now if given this data here, now we can identify the optimal hyperplane which segregates the data. So it has came out with this one. You see, everything above this is blue and everything below this is green. So when the data is not linearly separable, we project that data using kernel trick to higher dimension, and then from that higher dimension we are able to segregate the data. That is, we are able to find the optimal hyperplane. Now in this case, this, you see this rectangle which is in this cube, this is an illustration that when the data is projected to a higher dimension, then the data is able, that the data was segregated basis on that. Clear हुआ how this, this is called, maybe आपको थोड़ा और अभी confusion हो, आगे clear हो. Just like this one, you see, अभी theory में बताऊंगी क्या है. Just to show an example, this was our data. If we want to segregate this data, is it possible? No, because see there is no best fit line. So when projecting this data to a higher dimension, then this can be, so see we are able to differentiate what should be the hyperplane that will segregate the data, this red points and the blue points. So this is done using kernel trick. So हम जब भी हमारा data linearly non-separable होता है, then that is projected to a higher dimension, and then we are able to find out the best hyperplane in that case. ठीक है? ये clear हुआ how we are able to find out and what do we mean by projecting the data into higher dimensional space? किसी को कोई confusion है? Okay. So again, data will continue to be mapped into higher dimension until a hyperplane cannot be formed. So जब तक हमारा हाइपरप्लेन नहीं होता, विल कंटिन्यू मैपिंग इट टू अ हायर dimension, and the point we are able to segregate the data, that means we have achieved our hyperplane. So we are, and how do we project a 2D data into 3D or multiple dimension? So that is done by using kernels. तभी हमने बोला उसको kernel trick. So what are kernels? They are, जैसे हमने random forest में किया था, we had multiple parameters and we tweaked the parameters. So similarly, SVM में one of our algorithm parameter is kernel. So it takes input data and transform it into the required form कैसे, जैसे okay, ये backend में inner product calculate करता है kernel. Lagrangian spaces, it's much more statistical. Multiple mathematical calculations होती है in order to project a 2D data into higher dimensional space. So these are our, most commonly used kernel. हमारा linear kernel है, polynomial. Linear kernel that is just having 2 dimension. Polynomial kernel is like having multiple features, polynomials. जैसे हमारा polynomial multiple values होता है, Z, A, B, C. So similarly, and RBC readable basis kernel, it is similar, like जब भी हमारा dimension हमारी unknown होती है, like what is the dimension we use, we go with RBF kernel, not RBC, RBF kernel, and this is the most used type kernel in SVM. So readable basis function में क्या होता है, this is the kernel, इसमें क्या होता है, like okay, this is the equation for linear kernel. BIN AIR coefficients here, and inner product हमारा backend में calculate होता है. Exponential same चीज, kernel trick. RBF kernel क्या करता है? It's similarly just like polynomial, because kernel हमारे other than linear kernel, all other kernels polynomial है, RBF है. They project our data to a higher dimensional space. So इसमें क्या हो रहा है? Like I've just already told you कि the data was not initially easily separable, that we were not able to find out optimal hyperplane. Then we projected it into a higher dimensional space, and then this projection of a data into higher dimension is हम बोल देते हैं kernel trick in terms of SVM. This is called as kernel trick. So whenever somebody is like, what is kernel trick? Then it is said as that when we project a data which is not linearly separable, and when we project that data into higher dimension space, that is done using kernel trick. That is, we use RBF kernel in that case. Most of the time we use RBF kernel. So automatically backend में creates much more dimension into and it is and that data is projected into higher dimension, and then an optimal hyperplane is found out. Okay. So what is hyperplane, what are support vectors, and what is kernel trick? RBF real basis function is the most commonly used kernel in order to find out the hyperplane when the data is not linearly separable. एक parameter है, when we'll come to algorithm, we'll pass that parameter. RBF उसमें linear, अगर if we just have 2 classes, then we can use linear kernel. Otherwise RBF works well even for higher dimension, and even if we have just simple, otherwise हम linear लेते हैं. Otherwise generally we go with RBF because we have more number of features. When we come to our data sets, हमारे पास multiple feature होते हैं, तो उसमें हम by default we always go RBF kernel because that is capable enough to project our data to higher dimensions. So ये 4 चीजें clear है. What are kernels? What is, and kernels are always like to project your data. उनका काम ही यही है, kernel का काम ही यही होता है आपके data को higher dimension में project करें. So what is hyperplane? What are support vectors? How do we find out hyperplane? Is margin? ये चीजें clear है? किसी को कोई confusion है इनमें? Okay then. Okay, then moving on. Then another parameter, one we did was kernel. Then another parameter हमारा क्या होता है? Cost function. So जो हम उसमें अपना pass करते हैं, we feed in our data. ठीक है? So इसमें like in SVM we always look for maximizing the margin between the data points and the hyperplane. This is the very first condition in order to find out the best hyperplane. Then backend में loss calculate होता है. That is कि हमारा कितना how much how much misclassification we had and what was our loss. Loss जब भी आप देखोगे, it is always referring to the misclassification या error कि what was your loss. This is the formula when it talks about कि what is the loss here. Now the concept of cost is that is if you give a higher value, the cost, if the cost is 0 means the predicted value and actual value are the same. You know, if the cost मतलब if there is no error, तो we have you know means अगर हमारी कोई cost नहीं है, हमारा कोई error नहीं आया, it means the predictions are very good. And it's setting the value, like setting the value of cost is like if we give a small value for C, it means we are allowing ki we are allowing ki misclassifications can happen. Simply concept होता है कि पैरामीटर जैसे हम मल्टीपल वैल्यू, जैसे हमने रैंडम फॉरेस्ट में KNN में अभी गिव द वैल्यू फॉर n एस्टिमेटर्स. सो सिमिलरली इसमें कॉस्ट की हम वैल्यू देंगे. अगर हम स्मॉल वैल्यू देते हैं कॉस्ट की, इट मीन्स वी आर अलाउइंग कि ज्यादा पेनल्टी मैं इम्पोज नहीं कर रही हूँ. देन we are allowing for misclassifications to happen. It means we have large margin. And if we give a higher value of cost, it means I'm imposing a high penalty if there is a misclassification. So in that case, what I'm asking for is a hard margin. Hard margin क्या होता है? That is we do not allow for any misclassification. ठीक है? So imposing high value, that is giving high value for cost, means we are not allowing for any misclassification to happen. And if we are giving very small value for cost, it means we are allowing misclassifications to happen. And it means C is equals to infinity means मुझे I don't want any misclassifications to happen. Generally हम infinity लेते नहीं है, we always pick some middle value. So between 0 to 1, तो उस according हमारी cost pick हो जाती है. Cost is generally that how much misclassifications you are allowing. Higher cost means higher penalty, means you don't want any misclassifications to happen. So in that case, your model can turn out to be overfitted model as well. And if you are saying small cost, मतलब small penalty, it means you are allowing your model to have misclassifications. ठीक है? So when you're allowing to happen misclassifications, then you have soft margin. ठीक है? So it means you include some misclassified points. जैसे if we talk about this one here, let me bring in this. So here this is a soft margin case because what we have allowed is this is a misclassification here. This is a misclassification here. So when we allow some misclassifications to happen, then we come up with soft margin. And soft margin में, and what these misclassified cases are called, these are called slack variables. So SVM की term में ही बस, it's not कि आप हर किसी में. So if you are asking what are slack variables, it means these are those data points which were misclassified. So if I'm having a soft margin, I'm allowing SVM to have some slack values. So slack values are means these are my misclassified data points. Okay, so this is my misclassified here, this is my misclassified here, and this is my this is correct. So we are having slack variables means we are allowing some misclassifications, and ये कब होगा? When my cost value is less. Correct? When my cost is less, it means we are allowing some misclassification to happen, soft margin, and having some slack variables. In case of hard margin when my cost is very high. So in case of hard margin, we do not allow any slack variables. और slack variable क्या होते हैं? They are wrongly classified data points. So when we don't want any misclassification to happen, we set cost to a very high value, और उस case में हमारी margin hard हो जाती है. So it's one which clearly separates positive and negative data point. That is no errors. Errors which I already told you, जो misclassified data points होते हैं उनको हम slack variables बोल देते हैं. This is the symbol for slack variable. So we do not want any slack to happen, any slack variable to happen. Then you set up a hard margin by giving high value for cost. And when you allow some sort of misclassification, then you come up with soft margin. You will have some slack value model. So what are hard margin, concept of cost, and what are slack variables? इसमें कोई confusion है किसी को? So high cost is always prioritizing, like we don't want any mistakes to happen. And with low cost में means we just want to define a model. If we have misclassification, then we are good to go. We don't have any problem. So that is all controlled by cost parameter. हाँ जी, किसी को कोई डाउट है, कंफ्यूजन है, प्लीज टेल मी. Okay, then moving on. Then we have cost. Then next is we have gamma. So gamma is another parameter, just like हमारे kernels थे, we choose the value of kernel between RBF, linear or polynomial. Just like cost, we give the value for cost depending upon the slack values and the type of margin we want. Then another is gamma parameter. So gamma क्या करता है? They are the hyperparameters. Actually, they are only related to like RBF kernel. RBF is used when we want to project our data into higher dimension. And this is the function, this is the formula for gamma. Okay, so 1/2 into this epsilon sigma square. So it defines how far the influence of a single training example is. So this gamma parameter controls your influence, and influence means what all data points should be considered in order to find out the optimal hyperplane. So एक second, let me bring in this. So gamma की value, see if we have if the gamma value is too large of influence of the support vectors only support. Okay, एक second, give me a second, guys. Okay, so gamma, this was the gamma, and it is the inverse of variance. जैसा हमारा variance होता है ना कि how far our data is spread, so this is inverse of variance. If we have a low gamma value, I told you inverse. अगर हमारी gamma value low है, it means we are considering that is the variance is high. Inversely, a variance ज़्यादा होगा तो मेरी gamma value low है, and if the variance is very less, means the gamma value is very high. And the same thing, if gamma is too high तो मेरा variance less है, तो इसमें what we are doing is then the area of influence of support vectors only include support vectors. मतलब optimal hyperplane identify करने के लिए we will be only looking for support, that is the nearest data point, support vectors के around, that is जो influence है won't take into consideration the data points which are far away. The radius of influence for support vectors will be it will be just the support vectors itself. जो influence होगा, that is in order to find out the optimal hyperplane model बनने के लिए, hyperplane identify करने के लिए, when the gamma is too high means variance is low, तो only like the nearest data points will be captured. जो cost है, जो model की efficiency है, and when the gamma is very small है means our variance is very high, then the model is like it will look for all of like it will consider all, जो जितना हमारे variance gamma small है, variance ज़्यादा होगा, then much of the data points will be considered in order to find out the best hyperplane and best कि हमारे results क्या है model के. So इस case में one thing can happen, because if you have higher dimensional data, then it can become constant because the complexity, or because अगर मेरा ज़्यादा data है, then we have higher dimension. अगर मेरे 15 rows है, then we will have 15 dimensions in our data. So at that time it becomes it becomes too constrained to capture the complexity and shape of the data. High value of gamma means considering only the nearest support vectors can lead to more accuracy but biased result, because अगर मैं सिर्फ nearest data points को capture करूंगी and I look for them only, then my result will be biased to those data points. But if I take a high value, or sorry, if I take a very less value for gamma, that means I'm considering the values which are far from my plane. So in that case my model can become complex, but the result will be not that, my accuracy can go down, but my result will not be that biased if I'm considering the vectors which are just close by. That is, if I'm taking high value of gamma, so my result can be biased if compared to when I'm taking the gamma to be very small. It is just inverse of the variance कि अगर for example अगर आपका gamma high है तो variance कम हो गया, तो जो nearest वाली value है उनको consider करेगा, and if gamma is very small, will consider all the data points which are far away. Maximum coverage होगा इसका. So much of the into consideration for the model making and for the finding the optimal hyperplane. इसमें कोई confusion है? What is gamma? When we come to the algorithm part, तो हम gamma की value देंगे and then we'll find out कि, and again we'll be using grid search in that because multiple values tweaking वाला part है again. तो इसमें we'll be using grid search CV for grid search for that. Now some of the pros and cons की it works very well for cleaner data set because maximized margin है, and margin कैसे calculate होगी? Again, the Euclidean distance will be calculated. So again, it is a distance measuring algorithm. तो अगर small data sets हैं, तो उसपे the way to measure the distance will be, it will be less computationally थोड़ा easy होगा. Small like it will take some less time and efficiently work करेगा. And if the data is huge enough, then it might take time. It will be, it might computationally high cost high करेगा because वो ज़्यादा आपका time लेगा. आपका ज़्यादा time, it might take more memory and much of the time. Also, if the data is noisy, मतलब that if noisy से मतलब let's say if we have features जो अलग-अलग dimension पे है, that is one is age and one is salary. So दोनों की variation बहुत है. Age cannot be maximum than 80, 90, 100, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगी. लेकिन salary मेरी 100 कभी नहीं मिलेगी. It will have much more values, like thousands or lakh. तो variation is very high. So so इसके लिए always going for this. We always try to scale our data and then we feed into this distance measuring algorithm. So scaling we will cover. What is scaling? I'll tell you. So it's not effective when the data is noisy. I means अगर आपकी data में ज़्यादा variations है या outliers भी आपकी data में ज़्यादा noise में, we can say outliers as well. That if you do not treat outliers as properly, तो भी the distance will be very high. तो उस case में भी this algorithm is not well because it will take a long time to calculate the distances and do the performance. So but you can still use it if you have if you're good to go with that time. So this was SVM, a classification algorithm and a regression algorithm supervised है. इसमें we find out the optimal hyperplane in order to categorize between, or in order to segregate between two classes. And if we are not able to segregate the two classes equally well, then we project our data into higher dimensional space. अगर 2D है तो 3D में करेंगे, 3 है तो 4D. So, and then are the number of features which you feed into your data. So projecting your data into higher dimensional space helps us to find out the optimal hyperplane. And the hyperplane will be always one dimension less than the number of ambient space. मतलब जितनी आपकी dimension है, hyperplane आपका उसका one dimension less होगा. And hyperplane always consider that with those support vectors जिसमें the margin is maximized. And margin is always maximized with taking in consideration the support vectors. And support vectors are those which helps us in identifying which should be the optimal hyperplane, because उन्हीं से मेरी margin maximum होगी. So they are really important in order to find out what should be the optimal hyperplane, and they are the nearest data point to hyperplane and support vectors. Okay, so we tweak the values of cost, and cost identifies ki how many misclassifications we are allowing, ya kitna overfitted model, and it can lead to overfitted model as well. If we do not allow any misclassification, that is, we do not allow any slack variables, then we are asking for a hard margin, then that can lead to overfitted model as well, because no model can 100%ly आपका सही prediction, will be always some errors, and अगर वो हम allow नहीं करेंगे, then certainly our model is overfitted. And cost, if we give a low value for cost, it means we are allowing misclassifications to happen. Then in that case our model might not result that good, या accuracy हमारी अच्छी ना आए, but that will not be an overfitted model in that case. Then we have a gamma parameter which controls the influence की अगर आपका gamma high है, means जो nearest value है will be taken into consideration. Gamma high मतलब variance low, that is the nearest value will be taken into consideration to find out the optimal hyperplane and distances. अगर gamma मेरा less है, means most decision के लिए the later values or the far away values will also be considered. Kernel हमारे RBF होते हैं, linear होते हैं. Linear, like we have a linearly separable data, but generally we do not just work with two features या दो dimensional way, we have multiple features. So in that case we most of the time go with radial basis function kernel है जो हमारा, which project our 2D data into higher dimensional space, and thus helps in finding the optimal hyperplane. And backend में ये distances ही calculate करता, that is a maximized margin. So this was all SVM in total कि SVM में क्या क्या चीजें होती हैं. तो कोई confusion है तो बताओ एक बार. If not, then let's have a break and then we'll proceed to the coding part. बाकी सबको ओनली आचरण पार्थ हैव रिस्पॉन्डेड, बाकी सबको क्लियर है, किसी को कोई कंफ्यूजन है? Okay then, so abhi let's have a break of 10 minutes and then we'll be back and we'll start with the coding part. ठीक है? So let me leave a note here. Okay, 12. ठीक है? Okay. I've shared you one more email. I've मैंने थोड़ा change किया code में, so last week I shared you, तो उसके बाद मैं made some changes to it. So I've shared it with you. So please check your email IDs. तो वो वाला नोटबुक ज्यादा मेजर चेंज नहीं किया है, बस थोड़ा बहुत उसमें आप गिवन एक्स एंड वाई, इसमें मैंने थोड़ा कोरिलेशन करके आप फाउंड आउट सम मोर वेज लाइक विजुअलाइजेशन पर्पस की वजह से. सो नॉट मच, फंक्शनैलिटी में कोई चेंज नहीं किया है, इट्स ऑल द सेम हियर. बाकी सबको भी मिल गया होगा, पार्थ आपको भी, आप अटैच योर ईमेल आईडी एज वेल. ठीक है, so is everybody on the same page? So this HCM is effective in high dimensional space and still effective theory wala part hai, which we have done. Versatile hai because we have different kernels and we can project the data into higher dimension. Okay. Then after that, just importing regular libraries. So let's say this command tells us, let's say at some point you might have already seen कि जब आपके कॉलम ज्यादा होते हैं, रोज ज्यादा होते हैं, all of them are not visible. So if at some point you find that you want to see all of your rows या all of your columns या जितना भी, let's say if you have a text data, तो मुझे सारा visible नहीं होता, कुछ point और तक visible होता है. So in that case you can use these commands, so they'll help you out. So this will allow you to see, let's say अगर मेरे 100 rows हैं, अगर मैं पूरा डेटा फ्रेम प्रिंट करती हूँ, आई एम जस्ट एबल टू प्रिंट इनिशियल 5 rows एंड बीच ऑफ द डेटा आ जाता है, राइट? So if you want to visualize all of the rows, then this dot set options में आप जाओ, like you type in this command and you can just give in here the number of rows maximum. So if you give 500 here, it means you will be able to see initial 500 rows without any dot in between. Similarly, अगर columns जैसे हम करते हैं, अगर मेरे 15-20 columns हैं, तो शुरू के कुछ column दिखेंगे, लास्ट के कुछ column दिखेंगे, सभी columns visible नहीं होंगे, बीच में dot आ जाएंगी. So if you want to visualize all of them, then just you can set this command and it will allow you to visualize all of your columns. कुछ भी नहीं करेगा, it will visualize all of your initial 500 columns. Then what this will do is, अगर मेरा कोई text data है, बहुत बड़ा है, so Jupyter notebook में उसकी एक limit define होती है कि उतने ही characters आपको दिखेंगे, उसके बाद again that dot आ जाएगी. So if you want to visualize each and every data, अगर आपको पूरा text देखना है, then you can specify the width कि अगर आपको कितना data चाहिए. इसमें मैंने 1000 characters define किया, तो I'm commenting this out because I don't want to visualize all of the rows every. सिर्फ कॉलम्स में मैंने किया है बिकॉज इसमें हमारे कॉलम्स ज्यादा है. अगर मैं ये नहीं करती हूँ तो बीच में हमारे कॉलम्स डिसअपियर हो जाते हैं, जैसा पुराने कोड में बीच में कॉलम्स हमारे दिखते नहीं है. सो इन दैट केस आई हैव डिफाइंड दिस लिमिट. So it's up to you. If you want to define or you want to change the limits, you can do it using these commands. ये clear है why are we using, like it's not mandatory, it's a total personal choice. लेकिन मैंने यहाँ पे हमारे columns ज्यादा है when we'll work with this breast cancer data set, तो उसमें सभी visible नहीं होते, then I thought that let me tell about this rows and width as well. इसमें ये clear है what are these for? This is the syntax. Set options में जाके ये ऐसे ही लिखा जाएगा and the number of rows and columns and the width you want to see. ठीक है? Then it will be working with this breast cancer data set and sklearn का sklearn has its own data set as well. तो उसमें will be working with this load cancer. So if you want to at any time if you want to import the data set from breast cancer, तो उसका थोड़ा तरीका अलग होता है. Just like हम अभी तक तो import read CSV करते थे and we were able to read the file, but इसमें sklearn के data set में थोड़ा अलग तरीके से import होता है. So that I'll be telling today. So from sklearn.dataset is my class or module जिसमें मेरे सभी data sets available है and the name for breast cancer is this load breast cancer data set. ठीक है? So this में we are creating an object because and then we are storing into the function. And जो भी मेरा data set is presented in the form of dictionary. So जो भी इसके अंदर data है, it's all stored in the form of dictionary in cancer. See if I do it here. Keys, you see I'm able to see all the keys here. So that tell us कि this is in the form of a dictionary. Now हर dictionary की एक value, हर key की एक value होती है. So here data will refer to all the data points. जो हमारा actual data होगा, ये उसको refer करेगा. Target जो हमारी key है, it refers to the target values. You can just Google it, sklearn datasets. इसमें आपको मिल जाएगा from sklearn.org. You just Google it and then you will be able to know. Boston है, Iris है, Digit है, Wine है, breast cancer भी है. Even if multiple libraries, हर library का कुछ ना कुछ अपना वो backend में data set रखते हैं. ठीक है? Now okay. So this was in form of dictionary. Now target is having all the values जो हमारा target है. this will have all the names, description will come, feature names जो हमारा this data is all about features, and file name. So multiple keys हैं in this cancer dictionary. So इसमें हम क्या करेंगे, this is a breast cancer data set and given multiple information about a patient, we have to tell that is this patient having breast cancer or not. ठीक है, so will be given if and how do we get to know about the data. तो इसमें हम description देखेंगे. So what I'm doing here, print, and cancer में I'm giving the key name as DSCR, and you see this is all the description about my data, which is into this breast cancer data set. So moving on, this is from this data set. Number of instances is 569. Total 30 numeric attribute है. ठीक है, and these are the attributes. Radius means the mean distance from the center to the point of जो भी theory है, and this is and these are the column names. Texture क्या है, smoothness क्या है, local variation, and or medical terminologies. Compactness क्या है, concativity क्या है, concave points क्या है, fractal dimension क्या है, and this is the target class, malignant or benign, which like जिसका हमें prediction करना है. This is our target class. That given these information and even more will you see here, like these are the information. उसमें minimum value क्या थी, maximum, if we're talking about the radius, then what was the minimum value, what is the maximum value, what is the parameter में minimum or maximum value. So if talking about all of them, then using all of these features, we have to make prediction that is the patient having breast cancer or not, that is malignant है या benign है. Now 212, it says class distribution क्या है मेरी, 212 instances stands for malignant and 357 instances stands for benign, benign tumor या benign cancer आप बोल सकते हो. Now this is all information. So malignant means cancerous, benign means not cancerous, like non-cancerous. And this is this is all a UCI repository से लिया है, you already know this. You have multiple data sets onto this. This all are the references. Okay. Now how do we? Now this was all under description. कि it told you everything about this data. कि क्या है, क्या करना है, and our problem statement using these n number of features about patient. That is using these many information about a patient. We have to tell that is this patient having cancer or not. Okay. So this is what we have to do here. Now moving on. What are the target names here? Malignant and benign. And how do we identify? एक तो and these are the feature names. See हमारा key. See we have this target names and the feature names. So I'm just calling these key here, and they're giving me the value. So when I'm talking about target name as key, जो key था मेरा, these are the values, and when the feature name is the key, and these all are the values. That is मुझे मेरे इतने सारे features है which I'll be using in order to make prediction for that the patient is having breast cancer or not. ठीक है, malignant है या benign है. Now what I've done is, because this is in the form of a dictionary and we need to perform operation data frame भी हम majorly करते हैं because that are much more efficient and powerful or easy way to store data. तो इसमें I've just made a data frame pd.data and क्या दिया है मैंने, I've given this cancer data which was having the values, because feature names तो मेरी है लेकिन data किस में stored है, under this column, and column names मैंने कहाँ से pick किए, feature names, because this data key जो this is what this is referring to the data. Let me show this as well. So this is all of my data here. ठीक है, and इसके लिए I'm not able to identify क्या है ये, तो इसके लिए I'm feeding this as in data and columns में I'm giving the feature names. You see, so it will automatically first array के लिए first mean radius, then second के लिए texture है, so it will automatically map things together because उसी order में they are defined when in the given data set. So TF is my data frame here. Now उसमें I'm feeding this target column, which was my target here, that malignant or benign 21201. ठीक है, and I'm giving this name as cancer, and this is my complete data frame. Having now you see हमने columns की define किया था, that I want to visualize 500 columns. Now see I'm able to visualize all the. Let me run that. Take a second. I think I'm not running. You see, I'm able to visualize all the columns. जो पहले बीच में dot dot आ रही थी, it's not there. All the columns are visualized. So this is the head where see I've gotten my column as mean radius, mean texture, जो हमारे इसमें already given था, mean smoothness, mean compactness, fractal dimension, worst texture, symmetry, and the last is cancer. ठीक है. Now how do we identify 0 1 0 1? जैसे इसमें it's not given description that 0 is referring to what, 1 is referring to what. तो इस case में in such kind of situation what you can do is see it gave me the count when we were going through this description. It told me the class distribution, that is here 212 instances of malignant and 357 instances of benign. So it did not tell me that 0 क्या है, 1 क्या है. So in order to get to like more accurately on that, हमने क्या किया, what I've done is here I've defined my data frame. This is all info here. This is all information. So 569 rows, I'll come to that what I was on. I've written this command. So all the values are float. There is no null value into this data set. And the target column is an integer, 0, 1. Okay. I think I missed out that command here. Let me copy this. See, and how do we find out what 0 is referring to and what is 1 referring to? So this was here. So df dot cancer dot value. So it did give me 357 instances are for 1 and 212 instances are for 0. And what 212 were malignant. It means जो हमारा 0 class है, it is referring to malignant. Means जो 0 है is equivalent to malignant means cancerous. ठीक है. And 1 is benign. ठीक है. So we have found out कि what this 1 class is referring to and this one what this 0 class is referring to. यहाँ तक किसी को कोई question है कि how did we like what have we done till now? Okay then. Okay. Now moving on, this was like all the information कि कितने columns हैं मेरे. We have 30 columns, 30 features which will be taken into consideration in order to make prediction. ठीक है. But all 30 are not important. So इसको हम कैसे find out करेंगे? See, we do not have. I'm only seeing there is no voice. Okay. Rupa, उनको आवाज ही नहीं जा रही. Okay. Malignant here is cancerous. Actually मेरी आवाज उनको जा नहीं रही है and she is only visualizing. तो she asked me, maybe उनका skip हो गया है. ठीक है. Okay, now moving on. This is the information because इसमें we do not have null values, so we don't will हमारी missing value data trade. But I hope till now जो data cleaning वाला part है उसमें किसी को कोई confusion है कि how do we clean our data, how do we treat outlier values, उसमें किसी को कोई confusion है? Class में at time we will be doing, at time not. So anybody is having ki how do we clean if जैसे we do not have null values here, so null value missing value वाला part इसमें नहीं है. So but we all have done it. So still anybody is having any confusion या question हो कि कैसे होता है या क्यों करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं, कैसा भी कोई भी क्वेश्चन. ओके, आउटलायर्स में किसी कोई कंफ्यूजन हो, और लेट मी डू एन आउटलायर एज वेल. सो इन दिस केस ये स्पाइडर वाज इजी, बस अगर मैं इसमें बॉक्स प्लॉट करूंगी मुझे इंडिविजुअल करना पड़ेगा. आई हैव नॉट इंपोर्टेड सीबॉन, ये आपके में नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट डूइंग इट राइट नाउ. सीबॉन इज एसएनएस एंड देन एसएनएस डॉट बॉक्स प्लॉट. एंड लेट्स से मुझे इंडिविजुअली करना पड़ेगा. सीबॉन सॉरी Jupyter में it was easy or what we can do is before even doing this one, what we can do, जैसे we have 30 here, 30 मेरे columns, so it's hard for me to visualize. अगर if we want to treat outliers here, मैं 30 का क्यों करूँ? Let's say if this compactness error is not important as a parameter in order to make prediction, then why will I visualize this as a box plot? So what we can do is here we can identify that what all columns are important to us in order to make prediction, and then we can go with outlier treatment या missing value treatment. Because अगर कुछ important ही नहीं है, कोई column important नहीं है, then why do we waste time on treating outliers and missing values if we have such. तो इसमें we'll do that box plot later on, but उससे पहले let's identify what are important columns. This is just in test bit हमने import किया from model selection. Then this is the DF correlation column, and see this is huge. This is huge. अगर आप इसको पढ़ने बैठते ना, समझने बैठते, so much of scrolling because 30 columns है, and ऐसे it becomes very huge task. तो बड़ा दिक्कत वाली चीज है. So in that cases you can do such kind of things. इसमें मैंने क्या किया है, हमें ideally we want to find it out for target column, correct? Because that is what our target is. What we have to make predictions for. So I have taken out df dot correlation और मैं उसमें पिकअप कॉलम रो, ठीक है. एंड उसमें क्या किया है मैंने, सी आई हैव सेट अ बेंचमार्क है. एक बार विजुअलाइज करने के बाद से व्हाट इज डन हियर, हमारी मेजरली वैल्यूज में व्हेन यू सी दिस कोरिलेशन, all of the values apart from 1 and 2 are negatively correlated. You see this first value, I don't know what the name is, will इसका एक easy way find out क्या है. So all these values you see the last column all are negative. All are negative. Only this is positive, but a very light, very less value, very less significant in order to make prediction. That is 0.6%. Very less significant. बाकी सब again negative here, again negative, and this is again very very less, even much less than जो हमारा यहाँ पे था. Again negative, negative, negative. So you see here, major of the values are negatively related to our target. So what do we mean by negative correlation? मतलब can anybody tell me if negative is तो क्या impact है negative होने से? If there is a negative correlation तो क्या मतलब है उसका? So if there is a negative correlation, what do we mean by that? Negative correlation. हाँ जी, हाँ जी, inverse relationship है. That is, if the value of this column increase, then my cancer, like the probability of cancer would decrease. या अगर इसकी decrease होती है, then my probability of cancer would increase. So that is inverse relationship. So now we see here that most of the data they are inversely related to this cancer column apart from 1 and 2. So ideally है नहीं इसमें, that's why I have not gotten much values here, but you can use it in other commands. So what I've done is, because we just wanted for column this row number row cancer, तो मैंने क्या किया है, df.core cancer column को pick किया, and then इसमें what I fed in that इस cancer column में जो भी value मेरी 0.04 से ज्यादा है, give me those values. So इसने कौन सी वाली दी है? So it gave me this one, because rest other were negative, and इस criteria से जैसे this was not more than this 0.40. So it just only one value came up, and then the column name is smoothness error. So जैसे हमारा majorly negative है, तो इसमें what I have taken a threshold of 0.50. तो the same command कि I want only for column cancer, and उसमें give me all those correlations which are less than 0.50. So it gave me all these columns. You see mean radius, mean parameter, perimeter, area, in सब की correlation is less than 0.50. It means we can take, again there is no standard benchmark कि आप 0.50 से लो. You can take another threshold as well, but just the command, because here the correlation, this data was huge कि बार बार I have to scroll up and down in order to see all the values. So it was a pain here to do such thing. आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, but I've just one command that will easily, आप सिर्फ threshold दे दो and it will pick all the values जो इस threshold से कम है. इसमें किसी को कोई confusion what this command is doing? ठीक है. Now I've just found out कि what all variables are, what all features are in. repeat करो रोहित, बताओ मुझे. रोहित क्या रिपीट करूँ बताना, लाइक ये कमांड रिपीट करूँ या वो कोरिलेशन समझाने वाला. अच्छा, व्हाई दिस कमांड. सी जैसे इफ तो आई वुड आस्क यू कि कैंसर के साथ दिस रो कैंसर व्हाट ऑल फीचर्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट. सी दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट, नेगेटिव है. दिस इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट, बट यू सी यू डू नॉट नो व्हिच दिस कॉलम इज रेफरिंग टू. आइदर तो आप इसको एक्सेल में स्टोर करो डेटा फ्रेम में, देन इट्स हार्ड टू विजुअलाइज देयर. But here, जैसे, or you can do a head or tail. Let's say if I do it as well, पर मुझे उसके लिए डेटा फ्रेम में स्टोर करना पड़ेगा. टू क्रिएट अनदर डेटा फ्रेम फ्रॉम दिस वन, एंड देन मुझे टेल करके लास्ट की ग्राफ विजुअलाइज करनी पड़ेगी. सो मच मोर कमांड्स टू डू. यू कैन यूज दैट वे एज वेल. बट इसमें इन ऑर्डर टू फाइंड आउट कि इसका कॉलम नेम क्या है, अगेन एंड अगेन स्क्रोलिंग अप, मीन रेडियस है, देन मूविंग ऑन आगे 0.74 है, एंड लेट्स से इफ इसका मुझे फाइंड आउट करना 0.77, देन अगेन स्क्रोलिंग अप. So no, आपकी मर्जी है, you can do it this way, but I find this, मुझे it's not, I don't find it, क्योंकि बार बार हम scroll कर रहे हैं. If we have अभी 30 है, let's say अगर मेरे 50 कॉलम होंगे, 50 रो होंगे, then 50 कॉलम है, not रो, 50 कॉलम है, then in that case the data will be much more huge. आपके और ज्यादा कॉलम होंगे, और ज्यादा आपको you have to find out, आपको इतना और ऊपर scroll करना पड़ेगा. You can use it this way, लेकिन मैंने इसमें क्या किया है, just to avoid that scrolling up left and down, I've just defined a threshold. मैंने यहाँ just visualize कि what the threshold is. Originally मेरी values किस range में है. I found out that all of, like, majorly 90% of the values or 98% of the values are negatively related to my cancer column. उसके बाद majorly सभी negative है, सिर्फ 2 values है जो positive है मेरी, वो भी बहुत कम है. Like one was that 0.67 which was this one, और एक ऐसी दूसरी भी है. So and how do I find the column? Either I can scroll up and see the name, or I can define a threshold. So I've taken a threshold of 0.50 कि जो भी जिस भी कॉलम की correlation -0.50 से कम है, give me those column names automatically. तो इसने क्या किया है this command. So using this, it has picked up the cancer row, जो लास्ट वाली रो हमारी, ये लास्ट वाली रो, इसने वो रो पिक की. उसमें I've given a condition that if the value in this row is less than 0.50, then give me all the values. So इसने automatically, see, now I don't have to scroll up. See, if I'm just being to this 0.730, I'm able to see that this is for mean radius. So थोड़ा visualization purpose से सही हो गया, मुझे बार बार नीचे नहीं जाना पड़ रहा. Totally up to you, you can use that way as well. या आप उसको डेटा फ्रेम में बना के डॉट टेल विजुअलाइज कर लो, या ऐसे कर लो. मल्टीपल वेज टू डू अ सिंपल थिंग. सो बट आई फाइंड कि मुझे थोड़ा ये इजी लगा टू जस्ट फाइंड आउट कि कौन सी ऑप्टिमल है, विच आई वांट. मैंने बस एक थ्रेशोल्ड दे दिया, एंड नाउ आई एम हैविंग लाइक ऑल दीज वैल्यूज which I have to consider in order to make this my training data. हमारा पॉजिटिव में था नहीं, because this is 0.67, so it's not that important, 0.6%. So it's not that important though. I've not taken these positive values and मैंने सभी यही values ली हैं. You can use combination है, you can use a different threshold totally and you can tweak it. You can go for a higher threshold कि आपको सिर्फ 70 above चाहिए, you can use that as well. ठीक है? So I've taken this 0.50 here. Now I'm having all the column names and I have defined them here. Just pick up the values and I've defined them here. Can we use this correlation criteria? मनीष मतलब किन algorithms में या मतलब मैं समझी नहीं. We always use correlation. जब भी हम in order to find out important variables कि कैंसर को प्रिडिक्ट करने के लिए what all features are important. इसी इसमें हम मनीष हम कॉलम रिड्यूस नहीं कर रहे हैं, इसमें बस हम फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं कि कैंसर को प्रिडिक्ट करने के लिए what all is important. हमारा डेटा फ्रेम में ओरिजिनल अभी सारे कॉलम है, बस हमने थोड़ा फिल्टरिंग किया बिकॉज अगर मैं लेट्स से एल्गोरिथम में मुझे कैंसर प्रिडिक्ट करना है तो पेशेंट नेम इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट, पेशेंट आईडी इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट, पेशेंट लिविंग एरिया या लिविंग सिटी इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो उस केस में हमने सिर्फ वही इंफॉर्मेशन फाइंड आउट की बिकॉज ये मेडिकल टर्मिनोलॉजी है इसलिए वी आर नॉट अवेयर. जनरली हम क्या करते हैं, मिक्स एंड मैच करते हैं आवर ओन बिजनेस नॉलेज प्लस दिस कोरिलेशन वैल्यूज. हम वो चीजें दोनों चीजें यूज करके वी फाइंड आउट इंपॉर्टेंट कॉलम्स या फीचर्स जो हम एल्गोरिथम में देंगे एज अ ट्रेनिंग डेटा और जिसका यूज करके हम प्रिडिक्शन करेंगे. बट इट्स ऑल ऑल मेडिकल टर्मिनोलॉजीज, so either you should have a good knowledge of all of them or you can use correlation कि कौन से कॉलम आपका कैंसर प्रिडिक्ट करने में हेल्प कर रहे हैं. so this is just to find out कि which columns are important and which I can give them into my training part so that I can make predictions for this cancer. ठीक है? so I've created my x and y data. X is my features, x are my features, that is the information of a patient which I will be using. जैसे हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं वो भी तो 3-4 चीजें देखता है और उन रिपोर्ट की बेसिस पे ही बता देता है कि बुखार है, जुकाम है, क्या है. so these are all the information which I will be just only using in order to predict that is this patient having cancer or not. clear? बाकी सबको समझ में आया what is done है? किसी को कोई भी confusion what is done in x and y? either you use this way और आप सीधा ड्रॉप कर दो. जैसे हमारे कुछ 2-3-4 कॉलम ही बचे हैं, स्मूथनेस एरर बचा है या 2-3 कॉलम और बचे हैं, you just drop them like here. like it's too much of typing in this much too much of typing, तो आप ऐसे कर सकते हो. let's say x1 is equals to df dot drop and then आप जो जैसे हमारा स्मूथनेस एरर था we are not taking this one, so I just drop this one. तो इसमें मेरी टाइपिंग रिड्यूस हो जाएगी. so you can use either way. ठीक है? कैंसर या एक कॉलम और था, आई डोंट नो द नेम. एंड देन उसके बाद यू कैन स्पेसिफाई द एक्सेस जिसपे आपको जिसपे यू वांट टू ड्रॉप दिस कॉलम्स. तो यू कैन यूज दिस वे एज वेल कि जो 2-3 कॉलम है नहीं चाहिए उनको ड्रॉप कर दो या जो कॉलम चाहिए उनको कॉपी पेस्ट करके उनका अलग से एक्स बना दो या कुछ भी, एनी वे यू कैन यूज इट. ठीक है? सो आप डिफाइन माई एक्स एंड वाई हियर and उसके बाद again the same thing, train test split x y. okay, now once x is defined, now we can do the box plot here because now I have found out what all is important in order to make prediction. now I can do that box plot. So import, so if I'm having outliers, see there are outliers in this, so we have to do, and again हर column की outlier treatment अलग से होगी. mean radius में if I just put df जैसे हमने spider में किया था, all of the columns were plotted. no, इसमें वैसे नहीं बना, so we have to specify specific column. in this case spider was good. See, there are outliers in this as well. So this is what data cleaning part is here because इसमें missing values तो है नहीं. तो इसमें आउटलायर्स है, आउटलायर्स को अगेन विल बी ट्रीटिंग यूजिंग दैट क्वार्टाइल मेथड, क्वार्टाइल की इस रेंज से, सो यू कैन यूज, अगर आप सीधा मीडियन मीन से रिप्लेस कर सकते हो, और यू कैन फिल इट यूजिंग स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन अप्रोच की। लेट्स से जो मेरा ये कॉलम है, नॉट एसटीडी, सो दिस इज माय स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन। सो इसके इसके मल्टीपल में 2 या मल्टीपल में 3, और यू कैन जस्ट सिंपली टेक दिस कॉलम एंड फीड इनटू योर डेटा। सो डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस आर देयर विच यू फाइंड गुड टू बी। हर कॉलम की इसमें आपको अब आउटलायर्स ट्रीट करने पड़ेंगे, बिकॉज हमने अभी दो चेक किए, मिसिंग वैल्यूज है नहीं इसमें, आउटलायर्स है। सो दिस इज ऑल्सो हैविंग आउटलायर्स। अगेन लॉगरिथम से आउटलायर्स ट्रीट नहीं होंगे, वी जस्ट हैव टू ट्रीट देम आइदर बाय मीन, मीडियन, या जो हम क्वार्टाइल वाला रेंज लेते हैं उससे वी हैव टू ट्रीट देम। आई हैव नॉट डन दैट पार्ट हियर, नीदर आपके में ये बॉक्स प्लॉट भी नहीं होगा, आई एम जस्ट डूइंग इट राइट नाउ। सो आई थिंक मेजर ऑफ द कॉलम्स में आपके हैं आउटलायर्स एंड यू हैव टू ट्रीट देम। कर सकते हो आउटलायर ट्रीटमेंट आप खुद से। See, outliers are there in every column which we have picked up. So can you do this outlier treatment by yourself? Okay. This is for Rupa. Oh, she is not able to hear me. Okay. Okay, now moving on. So I've divided my data because X was what was my training data, and Y hai, this is all done here. This is my X. Again, all picking up on the random state. If I've taken my random state as 101, so the data split is from 178. अगर मैं सिर्फ इसको 41 लेती हूँ, then data split is from 462. So it will always vary कि what random state, तो उसी according आपका split बार will be different. So it came up to be 178 again. Now moving on. See, I've told you scaling part. So scaling क्या करता है? As I told you, जैसे if we have two columns and they both are on different scale. जैसे मैंने example दिया था, one column is age and one column is salary. So age cannot be more than 100. Salary cannot be in hundreds. It will be in thousands or lakhs. So there is a huge difference. और डिस्टेंस कैलकुलेशन में तो 1000 और 1 लाख का डिफरेंस बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. So in these kind of algorithms, so it's not in just in these, किसी भी algorithm, it's a good practice to scale your data sets. It's not mandatory. Without scaling भी आपके result अच्छे आ जाते हैं. But it's a good practice. अगर कहीं भी कोई भी column different scale पे है, so it will bring them all onto the same scale. So ये क्या, जैसे लॉगरिथम होता है ना, अगर बट लॉगरिथम में स्टिल हमारा स्केल रहेगा. अगर मैं 1 लाख का लॉग लूंगी वैल्यू और वैल्यू 10 का लॉगरिथम लूंगी, दे विल बी स्टिल डिफरेंट. 1 लाख का लॉग ज्यादा होगा कंपेयर टू द लॉग वैल्यू ऑफ 10. सो वो चीज डिफरेंट है, बट वो श्रिंक कर देगी आपके 1 लाख की रेंज को, श्रिंक कर देगी 11, 12, 20, 25 तक. बट स्केलिंग क्या करती है, लेट्स से माय डेटा इज नॉट नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड, या एक कॉलम में ज्यादा हाई वैल्यूज है, या लेट्स से आई हैव 2 कॉलम्स जिसमें one column have INR values, another column has dollar values, and another column is having like dinar. So ideally value same है, लेकिन 1 dinar compared to INR दोनों में 1 होगा, लेकिन they both are on a different scale. So in order to like, जब आपके ऐसी डाइवर्सिटी हो डेटा में, so it's a good practice to scale your data. तो हमारे 2 तरह के स्केलर अवेलेबल है, स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर एंड मिन मैक्स स्केलर. सो स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर क्या करता है, इट स्केल्स योर डेटा, नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड कर देगा. इट विल ब्रिंग योर डेटा इनटू यूनिट वेरिएंस एंड जीरो मीन. सो नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, आपका जो डेटा इनिशियली नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड नहीं है या कुछ भी है, it will make your data as normally distributed with unit variance and zero mean. Another scalar is, इसका बैकएंड में फॉर्मूला है, वो min max कुछ करके फॉर्मूला है. it uses that formula and see, let me show you, I have not given here. बैक एंड में फॉर्मूला कैलकुलेट करता है. If moving on to nature, is it my method of somewhere? So yeah, this kind of formula back end में. Yeah, you see here. Yeah. So x minus mean up divided by the standard deviation, and ऐसे ही हमारा min max का अलग से formula होता है. So there are formulas in the back end. Say this is the min max. X minus minimum value of x divided by maximum value of x minus minimum. और ये था x माइनस मीन डिवाइडेड बाय द स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन. तो बैक एंड में ये चीज ये फॉर्मूला कैलकुलेट करते हैं एंड बेसिस ऑन दैट एवरीथिंग इज रीस्केल्ड. ठीक है. सो यूजिंग सो हाउ डू वी इंपोर्ट देम. सो मिन मैक्स स्केलर से क्या होगा, आपकी वैल्यू 0-1 के रेंज में आ जाएगी. अगर आपकी कोई वैल्यू 1 लाख थी या 10 थी, एवरीथिंग विल बी इन द सेम स्केल ऑफ 0 and 1. It does not say unit variance, zero mean. Unit जीरो मीन सिर्फ स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर से होगा एंड मिन मैक्स स्केलर से यू विल हैव वैल्यू बिटवीन 0 to 1. ठीक है. यू कैन यूज ईदर, सो बोथ वर्क्स फाइन. सो इट्स नॉट कि कौन सा अच्छा बेटर काम करता है, बोथ वर्क फाइन. ठीक है. सो हाउ डू वी इंपोर्ट देम. दे बिलोंग टू प्री प्रोसेस. स्केलिंग में कोई कंफ्यूजन है किसी को? व्हाट आर स्केलर्स एंड व्हाई डू वी यूज देम? Is anybody having any confusion? ठीक है. Okay, so scalars, they belong to the pre-processing module of sklearn, and we import them using these names. Then I've created an object just like classifier. हम इनके भी object बना लेते हैं. So I have used here min-max scalar. You can go with standard scalar. There is no issue with that. So just to show MC, and इसमें हम किसको scale करेंगे? What our features are for the algorithm. So our features are into X train, correct? So इसमें दो चीजें होती है. What I've done is here. So for X train, I've done fit transform, and for this, I've done just transform. इसमें क्या किया है? When I'm doing again, it is a two. जैसे हमने हमारे clustering में था fit transform, same thing is a two-step process. पहले fit करेगा हमारे scalar को on my training data, and then it will transform them to the range of 0 and 1. ठीक है. So fitting means वो जो it's training on that data backend में, and it is transforming that data to 0 1. And whenever you want to transform or rescale your data, आप टेस्ट को हमेशा ट्रांसफॉर्म करेंगे. You won't fit that data into this. आप फिट नहीं करेंगे. You see, whenever they, because अगर हमने फिट कर दिया तो जो बैकएंड में कंप्यूटेशन है, this test data is our hidden data जिसपे हमें प्रेडिक्शन करनी है. So we do not have to feed in. So always transformation will be made on my test data, just like we did in clustering. Fit transform किया था उसमें हमने. So will fit our data, will make it available for training, and then we'll transform it into the scale of 0 1, and test pay will be only doing the transformation part. And when you see we have done the transformation onto this train, our values are they are no longer we are able to visualize the columns just like we did here. मेरी value 13, 14, 82, 526. You see we have different scales. Now all the values are under the same scale. You see 0.29 है and 0.21 है, 0.40 है, 0.222. All the values are between the range of 0 and 1. So if there was a value, जैसे we had 526 here, we had 2 point something here and we had 0.1. So there was a huge variation. एक जगह 526 है, एक जगह 701 है, और एक जगह सिर्फ decimal में values हैं. Correct? So now we have rescaled our data into the same range, be it a 526 or be it a 0.037. So all the values are under the same scale. And if I present my X test here, उसकी भी values आपको इसी range में दिखेंगी. Oops, I have not run this. You see, they are also on the same scale because we have done the transform. We have not done fitting here. We just have the we have done the transformation. Clear? So clear how this standard scalar, and if I do a standard scale, let me do for this as well. So if I do a SC here, SC is my standard scalar. And if I do an extreme, you see the values are now even, more than 1. But now let me show you the mean. What was here? 0 mean, like approximate, it's negative 0.99. And if I go with standard deviation, unit variance, your data is rescaled now. Agar if I bring that to this MC here, min-max scaler, and I run it, and now I see the standard deviation again less than 0. And because 0 or 1 के range में है, तो obviously it will be in this range. Clear? So what are these standard scalar and min-max scalar? इसमें कोई confusion है किसी को? What are these for? Is anybody having any confusion? And why do we do the scaling? ये clear है? Like why scaling is important. It's a good practice to do scaling, but it's not mandatory. You will get result without scaling as well, but it's a good practice कि आप सभी values को same scale पे लेके आए, so that your algorithm does not prioritize things. It does not give much of computation to 700 value and less computation to 0.03 value, because that 0.03 is itself an important value. उसका range ही वही है, तो वो उसी range में आएगी. अगर कोई value 700 तो उसकी range वही है, तो उसी range में आएगी. But for algorithm they are like one value is huge and one value is less. तो वो difference ना आए, everything is treated on the same scale. Scaling comes out to be important part. Clear? So I hope scaling सबको clear है. So because X test को see in the backend हम fit कर रहे हैं, it means we are allowing this to get trained onto this one. If I'm fitting it, it is learning, it is learning जो इसकी आपस में relations है, it is learning that thing. So when I'm doing fit transform, it is getting that thing. But हम text में we keep our test data always hidden, because that is what we have to use to make prediction. इसलिए हम उसको fit नहीं करते. Fit मतलब available करना to train itself. But transform karna means just change the value. I'm not giving it to get trained. I'm not giving it to memorize things. Okay. Now, so agar once we have done with that outlier treatment, then we have rescaled our data. So I think our data is good enough to be fed into the algorithm. So उसके बाद we this SVC जैसे हमने model में उसमें किया था, so that thing can be done here. SVC is our support classifier. So it belongs to the family of SVM in sklearn, and what I've done here is अभी simple model कराऊंगी, grid search में will come to that cost and gamma parameter. So what I've done is I've created an object for this SVC by using model, and वही process है बार बार. You see dot fit X train, Y train, and then predictions are made on X test. Clear? ये वही steps है, ये हर algorithm में वही steps होते हैं. पहले आप fit करोगे. Once the data is clean, then your 90% of the task is done. Then you fit your data and then predictions करते हैं, and then comes out the model tweaking part. कि आपकी accuracy अच्छी नहीं आ रही है, कुछ अच्छा नहीं आ रहा है, तो आप model के parameters tweak करोगे. That is also an important. उसमें वो भी बहुत time consuming हो जाता है at times. When you do not get appropriate result, तो आप model के parameters को बार बार tweak करते हो. And हर बार model train होने में time लगता है, the data set is very huge. Or if the algorithm is too complex, जैसे SVM है, time लेता है. So whenever we tweak parameters, it will take time to run. So that is also a time consuming part once you're done with the data cleaning. So classification report, confusion report, confusion matrix. So what I've done is, let me make predictions here as well. So actually मैंने यहाँ fit भी नहीं किया. Just learning. इनमें किसी को confusion है? We have done that multiple number of time. इसमें किसी को confusion हो, वो जो भी cell आपके सामने you are able to be on the screen. You see, I've gotten these values, and what was 0? Malignant, and 1 was benign. So this is, and what this support is referring to, we had 105 instances for malignant class and 66 instances for benign class, means non-cancerous. And this is what is recall precision, are like वो जरूर याद रखना, don't forget them, confusing है, but keep revising them. So this is our result. This was with, with by default parameters, because we did not specify anything here. What was given, we have considered as by default. Now हमारे parameters अलग अलग होते हैं. Now we'll start with grid search. So grid search में क्या होता है? एक second. So, just trying out all possible combinations using grid search. तो इसमें हम क्या करेंगे? We'll feed in multiple parameters, and in the backend it will do the for loop permutation combination. हर parameter को हर value के साथ click करेगा, and will find the best parameters कि किसके साथ the results were good. ठीक है? So एक second, let me minimize this photo. CV stands for cross validation. I think what cross validation clear है? Anybody is having any confusion in cross validation? क्रॉस वैलिडेशन में किसी को कोई कंफ्यूजन हो? Okay, so grid search में always parameters are passed in form of a dictionary, and parameters will be always unique to what algorithm you are using. If I'm using random forest, तो मैं इस dictionary में random parameters दूंगी. If I'm using SVM, then I'll pass in the parameters of SVM. So these parameters will be always dependent on the model you are using to train. ठीक है? So okay, now again इसका भी वही process है. You have to define a parameter grid. So we have now C refers to my cost function. So what was cost? अगर मेरी cost low है, it means we are allowing misclassifications to happen. That is soft margin. And if the cost is very high, just like here, the cost is very high, it means I'm asking for a hard margin. Means I don't want any misclassifications to happen. So in that case, my model may overfit. So the gamma value means how much, the influence factor. How many, if the gamma is high, means I'm asking, means the variance is low, means gamma high, so I'm asking the nearby, I'm considering only the nearby support vectors in order to identify, the best fit line, the hyperplane. And if the gamma is less, I'm considering the far away values as well in order to find out the optimal hyperplane. So here, this is my gamma value is very less. It means I'm giving importance to far away values as well. And here my gamma value is high, say 1. So it means it can be even more. It can be this way as well. So my gamma value is high here. So it means I'm just giving very high importance to the nearby support vectors. It means जो combination है, means my that is giving importance to nearby support vectors can lead to a biased model as well. Just like give me a second, मैं बताती हूँ. This one. एक second. So again, एक में अगर ड्राइंग खराब होनी है. So if my gamma was very high, gamma was very high, means I'm giving much importance to the support vectors which are nearby, correct? So उस case में what my best fit line will be? I'm giving high importance to this one. So उस case में well segregated data. Let's say ये भी मेरा blue होता, or let me make it red as well. Let's say this is red. See, this is my best fit line because gamma was high. I only paid attention to the values which were closer. That is the nearest value. Nearest value क्या थी? एक तो ये था, और ये था. So they were paid attention to it and उसके according मेरा hyperplane बना. And you see we have a overfitted model. That is, ideally we could have a line like, you know, this way. We could have a line this way. कि I could have some misclassifications to happen. कि ये दो मेरे misclassify हो जाते. But I paid attention to the values which were closer by giving a very high value of gamma. So I had, uh, uh, overfitted model या ज़्यादा इनके according my boundary was made. So, and which was not a good boundary. And if the gamma was less, means gamma was less, variance high, inversely proportional है, just to learn कि आप कैसे याद रख सकते हो. Gamma less है मतलब high variance. So you know I'm taking these values into consideration as well. So these can also be taken into consideration in order to find out the optimal hyperplane. So इस case में we could have a hyperplane this way. You know, this can be a hyperplane if I'm taking high gamma value. So everything can be considered. So this can be taken as a slack. Means here this is a misclassified case. Clear? So this can be a misclassified case if I take a high gamma, high gamma value. Means I'm taking all the values into consideration. And if taking very less gamma value, sorry, if taking very high gamma value means मैं शायद उल्टा बोल गई. High gamma value मतलब taking the nearest data point into consideration to find out the best fit line, and if the gamma is very less, तो variance high है तो मतलब मैं ज्यादा दूर वाली values को भी consideration में ले रही हूँ. So concept of gamma clear हुआ, how a gamma can be helpful in order to define your hyperplane. If you are considering the nearby values, how your best fit line can change and can lead to a overfitted model. थोड़ा और क्लैरिटी हुई गामा में. Okay, so now I've given multiple values here. So this is my cost. I'm that क्योंकि grid search CV, once it will run this 0.1 with all these values and with RBF kernel, then it will run this value 1 with all these values and RBF kernel. तो हर value को हर it will take value 10 with all these. So हर value को हर combination के साथ चलाएगा and in the backend it will compute the result. And जिस भी combination के साथ we have gotten the best result, it will tell me that these are the best parameters you can use for SVM algorithm in order to get the best result. तो हमें यहाँ पे कुछ specific values लिए again बहुत ज़्यादा लंबी list लेंगे, then उतना ज़्यादा time लगेगा in order to find out the, because अगर मैं यहाँ पे 20 value और डाल दूँ तो 20 का combination इन 10 के साथ या 50 डाल दूँ या 10 डाल दूँ तो उन 20 का combination इन 10 के साथ और फिर उनका कॉम्बिनेशन ऐसे यहाँ पे मोर वैल्यूज है उनके साथ. सो इट विल बी मच मोर कंप्यूटेशनली, बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा. सो यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल हाउ मेनी वैल्यूज यू पास इन हियर. इफ यू हैव अ हाई प्रोसेसर या आपके पास प्लेंटी ऑफ टाइम है और आपने बहुत आइट्रेशंस ट्राई किया बट स्टिल नॉट गेटिंग गुड रिजल्ट, देन यू कैन गिव इन मल्टीपल वैल्यूज हियर. Then at time, after taking some time, it might give you the best combination. Okay, so I've given here multiple cost values, just a range कि बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यू भी लेके देखी है जस्ट टू शो, एक बहुत कम वैल्यू भी लेके देखी है इफ यू कैन डिक्रीज इट. बहुत कम वैल्यू भी लेके देखी है, बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यू भी लेके देखी. सिमिलरली विद गामा कर्नल में आई एम टेकिंग आरबीएफ ओनली, यू कैन टेक अ लीनियर एज वेल बट अगेन मैं लूंगी वो इट विल बट लीनियर हम लेंगे नहीं बिकॉज हमारा डेटा ऑलरेडी 30 डायमेंशनल है तो लीनियर कर्नल लेने का कोई लॉजिक बनता भी नहीं. यू कैन यूज अ पॉलिनोमियल बट आरबीएफ कर्नल एज आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू is sufficient enough most of the time to give good result, but you can use another parameter as well here. You can use another type of kernel. And uski, you can always refer to the documentation part to what all parameters you have, but these are the most widely used, cost and gamma here. Okay? So these are my parameters which I've specified here. And uske baad from model selection again, जिससे हम train test kit import करते हैं, उसी से will be importing this grid search CV. So we have imported this grid search CV and वही तरीका first will be an algorithm कि आपको किस algorithm पे grid search चलाना है and then what all parameters you want to try for, and then verbosity means जो हम result देखते हैं ना कि now what is going on, now what are the parameters taken, what are the results. This will verbosity clear है ना, I think we हमने ये कर ली है, but still this will control the number of messages कि अब क्या चल रहा है आपका algorithm में, अब किस point पे पहुंचा है, अब क्या result है. So this will control all these factors. Now I'm running this. this as well. Now I'm putting this onto my train data and X train and Y train. When I run this here, you see it will display. It is still executing. ये चलता रहेगा. So with 0.01, it is saying gamma is 100, and this was my score, accuracy score. Now with this, पहले 100 लिया, iterations चलेंगी. Again 63.7 is the score. Now with 0.01, gamma is 0.1, accuracy 63 point. This is all controlled by verbosity. जितना आप verbosity दोगे उतने ज़्यादा आपको messages display होंगे. If I give it as a, we did this as well. So if I give it 10 here, so you see, total 125 fits. क्लियर हुआ ये आरबीएफ में हाउ दिस इज वर्किंग, व्हाट इज वर्बोसिटी? इसमें कोई कंफ्यूजन व्हाट दिस स्कोर इज रेफरिंग टू? सी एट दिस कॉम्बिनेशन विद कॉस्ट इज इक्वल्स टू 1 gamma 100, we have gotten 81% accuracy, even more 87.5 accuracy with cost 1 gamma 100 92.5. हमारी accuracy भी आई है 95 97.5 with this combination as well. Cost 1 है gamma, let me cost 1 gamma 0.1 97.5. So now you can yourself visualize कि किस पे क्या, and this is all by verbosity. अगर मैं verbosity नहीं दूंगी, then I won't be able to see these values. I think the best is here. 1 cost 1 and 0.1. It may lead to overfitted model as well. How do we check the model is overfitted or underfitted? How can we identify it? Anji, how can we identify that the model is overfitted or underfitted? Anybody? Can anybody tell me what is the way to visualize that is the model overfitted or underfitted? Anji, please बताओ, how can you visualize that the model is overfitted or underfitted? No. Yes, correct, Karthikeya. By comparing the results for model on training data and testing data. Now after that, see, it gave me best iteration. Either the cost value see very high, gamma value भी कम है, so we think that this can be an overfitting case because cost is very high, penalty high, मतलब we are not allowing any misclassifications to happen. That is hard margin. Gamma is very less. Gamma less hai means variance high hai. Yeah, but this can be, this can be a good one. But again, we'll see with train and test result. So this is the best score given by this grid search CV. कि ये using this combination, this was the best score जो हमें मिला है. Now, if given this cost, this value and gamma, I feed them to my parameters, my algorithm, and then I can see the result. Now, अभी because grid search में automatically हमने SVM दिया था, तो अलग से expression देने की जरूरत नहीं है. It will automatically consider the best estimator, which was, let me show you. It will automatically consider this best estimator. See, cost was this much, gamma this much, kernel RBF. So it will automatically consider this. And जो prediction करेगा, वो इस best estimator से ही करेगा. Now I'm making this prediction. See here, X test and printing diffusion matrix. You see, the recall is way far better here. as compared हमारे पहले क्या था recall, it was in 80s here 1994 93 92, and what is we have gotten here, this is improved. यहाँ पे 93 92 का था, that is also good. now 95 equally important. there is no much ज़्यादा variation है, मतलब थोड़ा 5 का much variation in F1 score, and F1 score is the best measure कि कहीं पे equally importance to everyone. You see, we have gotten a model. Now, in order to check the overfitting thing, we can make predictions on next train here. So, give me just few seconds. I'm just trying to see that has our model overfitted or underfitted. You see, it has not overfitted neither, because हमारी training data पे भी also we are getting good result. F1 score में training पे 96 and 98 है, इस पे क्या है 94 and 96. So we have gotten a really good model जिसपे our results are very good. And what is the percentage? 30% data. See, at times we can reduce that test size as well. हमने test size ही 30% 70% पे training किया, 30 पे test किया. So what we can do is we can, if at times कि आपका अच्छा नहीं चल रहा कोई भी model, then you can play with that test size as well. कि आप 80% you are taking more data for training and 20% data you are using for testing. तो जितना ज़्यादा data आप दोगे training के लिए, maybe model आपका और ज़्यादा अच्छे से याद करेगा. So see, the model is not overfitted here. Precision is also good, not that very variation nahi hai, neither for recall, neither for F1 score. So we have gotten a good model here, and this is like we have checked the training accuracy classification report here. Let me accuracy, let me see as well. Went model selection. I have not imported accuracy. What's wrong? मैंने क्या spelling गलत है? What I'm typing wrong here? Of matrices. So it does not belong to model selection matrices. अब क्या है? Let me import it here only. Now just see the accuracy is 95.3, and if I do it for training data as well, so write training here and then train here as well. So 96 here. You see there's very slight variation in the result. So the model is comparatively good. Ki, what the recall is, what the precision is. So this was all about SVM. ज़्यादा confusing algorithm नहीं है. So anybody any questions or doubt in SVM? SVM समझ में आया? किसी को कोई कंफ्यूजन है, डाउट है, क्वेश्चन है? एनीबडी? Do the outlier treating part from by yourself. I think आप सभी कर सकते हैं. So do the outlier treatment for every column and then see the results. See, without outliers we are getting this result. So outlier treatment करने के बाद we may get more good results even. ठीक है? So do that part and try it. कि कुछ error आता है, कुछ problem आती है, then please tell me. We'll try to solve it out. Otherwise, अगर सबको clear है तो very very good. So कोई questions किसी के before winding up the class? If no, then let's wind up. किसी का कोई भी क्वेश्चन? क्लियर है सब? Okay then. So let's finish here only. So tomorrow we'll do time series. I'll send you time series code and presentation. So we'll be starting with time series tomorrow. ठीक है? So thank you everybody. Thank you. So Alok sir, we are done with today's session.